Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football guys. Wake up, guys. Good morning. It is finally Friday, Freaky Friday, effing Friday, whatever you want to call it. It is almost the weekend, thank God, as we sit 79 days, 12 hours, 19 minutes, and 0 seconds away from kickoff of hopefully the Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams. Oh my goodness, man. We are just slightly over a month away from training camps opening up. The NFL has said we're opening up camps on time. We're opening them up. And we're going to have the season start on time. Now, the Players Association says, wait a minute, we're still talking about it. We're still talking about it. This is kind of like the same thing with the CBA. The owners say, we've ratified the CBA. We're good with it. We're ready to go. We're going to have a season. And the Players Association said, wait a minute, we haven't actually voted on this yet. We haven't gotten a decision yet from our people, so pump your brakes just a little bit. Just a little bit here. Pump your brakes. And that's exactly what they're doing. So, as we sit here, we are looking at the NFL getting their dots and everything in order so that way we can plan on having a season. And I do believe we will have that season without certainty. Now, how will the season unfold? Will it be a regular season? Is it going to look like regular football? That we don't know because we're in uncharted territory. But we at least know they're going to do everything possible to try and have a season, which I'm happy about. We need football. We need sports bad. We need a true distraction, and I'm hoping and praying that we can get this thing going as well as get rid of the coronavirus. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit, man. I just want this over with. But that's another thing. So, in news about the Dallas Cowboys, the Jets, I will dare say, are kind of trolling the Cowboys. They're trying to, you know, get everything possible for Jamal Adams. I don't know how, and maybe I'm wrong, because in the end, it's the money. But I don't know how this fence gets mended between the Jets and Jamal Adams. They're going to have to make a move one way or the other to try and get as much as they can get. And I think they're trolling the Dallas Cowboys, talking about not only a premium pick, but a premium player. That's a non-starter. Now, I know Jalen Ramsey got two number ones for the Rams, but I bet you right now the Rams are having buyer's remorse on that one, especially knowing that they have to pay that guy. So thinking that the Cowboys would give up Lyle Collins, which would leave us, even if we traded him, about $10 million in dead money on top of it, it's a non-starter. It's not feasible. It does not work. If your problem already was figuring out how to pay Jamal Adams, you don't want to take a $10 million cap hit for Lyle Collins. It does not work. Now, you can ask for anything you like. I mean, anything you want in the world. You can do that. But it doesn't mean you're going to get it. And this lies the problem for the Jets. The Jets want a king's ransom. I don't think they're going to get that for a safety. Cornerbacks are definitely higher in the hierarchy. Safeties had become kind of like running backs. Running backs, you know how they used to be kind of devalued, and it seems like, when Zeke and Barkley and Todd Gurley, when they were, doing really, really well, all of a sudden the value of running backs popped up there. But after Todd Gurley's knee situation kind of degenerated, teams started looking at this and saying, basically you've got a one-track opportunity with running backs, and you're not sure that they want to invest that kind of capital into a running back because it is a short-term deal. Most running backs after 4 years start going downhill. And you can see how much Todd Gurley went downhill after getting that big contract. And safeties have been kind of the same thing. That's why Earl Thomas was trying to get what he could get. He realized the end is near. I have less years ahead of me than I do behind me, and I want to get that big payday. In Seattle, if you're not willing to do that, I want to go someplace while I am still viable to do that. Jamal Adams sees that same thing. He knows that if he holds, waits the next 2 years where he's basically getting $13 million, those are premium years that he cannot get back. And not only that, he wants to reset the market. You look at quarterbacks, 30 plus. You look like edge rushers, 20 plus. You look at defensive backs, wide receivers, 18 to 20. You look at safeties, 13. And it's kind of like, I want to be on the top of that. So he is doing everything he can to make as much distractions as he can to get out of there. So I think the Jets will move on, but I think if the Cowboys have any chance of getting them, they're going to truly put us through the ringers. I don't see the Jets making a deal with the Cowboys more out of spite than anything else, and I don't think the Cowboys will give up a premium player and a pick. One or the other I could see, but not both. Not both. I just don't see that. But who knows? What do I know? I'm a guy with a day job and a voodoo doll. In other news, Zeke Elliott, who was on TMZ doing an interview, they're talking about how he's doing with coronavirus and stuff. It was actually, I think, about a 3.5 minute video. And in the end of the video, he ended up having his Rottweiler. One of his Rottweiler, his Rottweiler. He has a Rottweiler and two pit bulls. And he pops his Rottweiler up there and TMZ, oh, get a picture of that. That's great. Zeke Elliott with his dog. And come to find out this morning, there is a lawsuit against Zeke Elliott seeking somewhere between $200,000 and $1 million for an assault by his dogs. Apparently, a lady going through to clean his pool in the backyard, the dogs attacked her, and she went to the hospital, had to have surgery, and allegedly, I don't know. I'm passing on what I've read from TMZ, so understand that you take that with a grain of salt, how bad it is and so forth. She allegedly went to the hospital, had surgery. I don't know how severe. She claims that her arm is still giving her problems, and this happened, I believe, back in March, so a couple of months ago. As far as the dog pound, they were actually called in. There was a report filed in it. They wouldn't release any information on that, but of course, that's where we are with Zeke Elliott in that situation. So we don't have any other information other than that he's being sued somewhere between 200,000, more than 200,000, and less than $1 million. So somewhere in that range is where it sits. And that's about all that we have going on as far as the Cowboys are going. We have the players, of course, that are out working out. We've got this is that dead period right now between training camp and where we are here, where normally we would have been done with OTAs, and we've been talking about who looked good in OTAs and working out and speculating who would be making the team. But we haven't had any of that work. We haven't had the rookies working out with the veterans and things. So this typically is that dead period, which is even more dead because we don't have anything to go on except for what the players did on the field last year. There's all kinds of speculation. Some people are saying it'd be great to bring back Trayvon Austin back to the team. Of course, people talking about Lyle Collins possibly being traded. So you're going to get all kinds of just kind of clickbaiter type stuff because everybody's reaching for something to talk about. We're just sitting on the sidelines hoping, praying that we're going to have a season and that we'll see our players on the field. And it gets to be hard to have something different to talk about. But talk we will between now and the 28th. So it's getting here. It's getting here real quick. All right, guys, I got to get up here and get the truck loaded, headed down the country so I can drop off the paperwork for my building permit for the Red Brick House. Going to do a little bit of work down there, but I will be back here in the man cave tonight for our live stream. I've done some work on my Wi-Fi system, and hopefully that little, where you get the little pixelation at the bottom. I think that may be solved, but hopefully it will be. And check in tonight, and we'll find out. As always, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports World. I'll see you soon.